Adam, time for another one of your quirky questions.
All right.
Trademark.
This one's going to be a bit of a long one.
Trademark.
Yes, trademark. This
Trademark.
one's going to be a bit of a long one. Okay.
Okay.
I want each and every one of you to pick one country where you will control. You're the president of this country.
I already
North
have
Turkey
this.
does not count.
Oh.
America.
Oh, Australia.
Okay, Lucas has got America. Jordan's got Australia. Jack, you need to choose one.
Germany.
Devonian.
All right. Now, what occurred? Superheroes exist now. Now, each country is going to react very, very differently to all of these superheroes. In America, there's a huge divide amongst the population. One half absolutely loving the ideas of superheroes and praising them for all they help. Then you have the other side, which they're super paranoid with the superheroes' powers.
Are they Christian conservatives?
What?
Are they Christian conservatives?
No, actually, that's where it's odd, because even the Christians are split on it. There are those who believe that they are sent from God, and those who believe they are created by the devil.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
Whoa.
so in America, you have to deal with this big divide. In Australia, there's not more of a divide, but their people praise them. These people try to be their own superheroes. So they're people who go to hospital for trying to do massive to do like self damage. Like they try to fly and shit.
I can picture an Australian dude getting drunk at a barbecue at 11 in the morning, and then trying to fly from going on top of his 2-story house and trying to fly and falling into the trash can where he belongs.
How dare you! You insult my people. How dare you! You fuck.
All right. Now in Germany, the majority of the people, they dislike the superheroes existing in their country, saying they're more of a hazard than a help. Don't forget, these superheroes have the power to destroy a city if they wanted to. Now, as a president of this country, how would you deal with the situation? Let's start with Lucas. Go.
Oh, how would I deal with the situation?
Yeah, how would you, as the president, deal with this situation of superheroes,
Okay.
with this divide of your people?
Okay, so on a map, right? Like, which people are more likely to be for the superheroes, and which people are more likely to be against the superheroes?
Like, I don't know. I would say more down south, more in rural areas. They praise the superheroes, and more in city areas. It's a lot more complex. But it's basically in rural areas they're a lot more supported.
So in rural areas, there's a lot more support for the heroes.
Yeah.
That means that's okay. So then I would support the heroes because I will have the electoral college advantage. So.
Okay. I see what you're doing. All right, but then here's the twist part, because you're forgetting about the church as well, because for some reason
the Church of Satan.
the Church
They're
of
atheists.
Christianity.
Oh.
So basically, what I'm saying is, you also need to take in account that a lot of rural people are being convinced to start disliking superheroes because of the church. But then people in the cities are being convinced that superheroes are good through the superheroes' deeds, and due to the church, this part of the church having more effect on urban areas. So the evolution of this of America says that these groups are going to swap.
Well, how far am I into my term?
You're now 2 years in your term.
Okay, well, it's not going to happen within 2 years, so.
All right. Well, you're taking this very well. Well done. Okay, Jordan, your people are basically killing themselves trying to be superheroes. What do you do?
Okay, first thing I'll do is increase healthcare. That's probably the first thing you should have, just to get them first responders out there, in case some people who jump off of buildings end up still being alive by breaking their backs. Get them out there so they can still live their lives.
Alright.
Enforce a policy that that will fine everybody in your family if you jump off of a building and attempt to be a hero. Or I will do a One Punch Man thing and induce a hero system that allows you to be, I don't know, any type of fucking hero you want to be. Because Australian people are laid back, man. We don't care. We love humanity. We love the heroes. We love our people. Why not let our people become the heroes?
Alright, okay. So you're saying you want to deal more with the aftermath of people hurting and killing themselves than deal with the actual problem. That's fine, but I'm just pointing that out. Alright, Jack, what would you do now with country that dislikes superheroes?
Well, I mean, of course, I just have to ask them to leave. Get out of the country. And if they do not,
Get out of the country.
if they do not, I'm building a shit ton of flat cannons.
Did I mention how they could destroy cities?
Well, I
You think
mean,
a flat can's gonna do anything?
it's a repel. It's more to just repel them out of the way.
Wait. Do we have to react? Do we have to react to the world situation now as well?
Yes,
Right,
you have.
well,
You have to. No, in the second
like-
stage now as well. So basically, what your actions have done now, because you've decided with the rural area, the people from the urban areas have become a lot more aggressive in the dislike of superheroes. So this development of them liking superheroes has completely stopped with ignorance and aggression. Basically, they have now full hatred for this, and they're becoming aggressive to the other side. And now, in the case of Jordan, your thing works. Your thing works to the extent that people can grieve more about it. The only problem is now it's just normalized. So there's no decrease of suicide. And now in Germany,
Hey, Adam. Did they leave when they asked them to?
I was about to get to. I was getting to that.
That's what I need to know.
Most of the superheroes they left, but then you might have accidentally maybe sparked some superheroes to go like, you know what, fuck the Germans, I'm going to be a supervillain now.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh, shit.
The flat cannon program is in place.
So basically, what's happened? America is divided and is becoming more aggressive with this division.
I don't know, but wait. So in America, so we support the superheroes, right?
What?
And so what you're saying is that which area? So the cities are becoming more aggressive.
Yes.
Going more against superheroes.
Yeah, the more urban areas.
Like the more rural areas are like the ones that have more like if it's a 50-50 split in population, the more rural area gets, the more electoral votes. So like the more electoral college.
Yes.
So
all right, continue, sir.
But what I need what I would do is I would stay on my policy because otherwise it would just be silly. Because I'm already in there, right? Like I can't get myself out of that situation. Of like, people disliking me for backing the superheroes. But now I'm going to take advantage of international instability and I'm going to send my superheroes over to
no one said you had control over the superheroes. That is something you need to decide. You support them, but they fight for what they believe is right. You can't.
Well, no. But I politely asked them to say. I politely suggest that they should go over to Germany and kill those supervillains over there because they have more of a problem than we do, and the superheroes will agree. Because the superheroes.
I would say only two of them agree.
But like the superheroes said, not like national. They're not like national heroes. They don't sort of stick to one country though.
Exactly.
They fly around the world.
No, but I would send them over to Jack's base. But before that, I would meet with like Germany, and I would create some very generous treaties on their part in exchange for the superhero aid or
So,
promise of
whoa.
superhero aid. And this is all secret behind the scenes.
All right, but what do you mean by generous?
Military access, the ability to build bases everywhere I want to. Shit like that.
Alright.
Like
Well, Jack would have
trade
to
deals.
agree.
Trade deals that favor the US over Germany.
Well,
in
Jack
any
would have
trade.
to agree.
Economic interdependency, that kind of thing.
All right, Jack, would you agree with this?
It's either the choice of all of that, or Germany is destroyed.
So,
Well,
yeah,
you do still have Australia to maybe help you.
No,
No.
okay,
Australia
wait.
Has its own problems.
Wait. Germany is part of NATO. NATO is a massive faction, so therefore, if any sort of thing declares war on a party of NATO, all those countries will then attack these supervillains.
Are you sure?
Well,
So you're not going
NATO,
to.
because NATO basically is America, right? Like,
yeah.
there are like some leading members that have a bit of a presence, but not nowhere near as much. So
Yeah,
like,
but then
if
I
America doesn't do anything, then the other countries probably won't do much. Maybe France will do something because they're right on the border, but
All right. So do you extend?
so basically you have. So I'm giving you the option to become a puppet of America, or for the world to just watch your country get destroyed.
Okay, the thing.
Jesus
the thing is, you're not the only ones with superheroes, because there's going to be all the other countries surrounding me who will try and do the same thing as you are.
All right.
Except
Okay,
there's
no,
going to be
but
an
the superheroes-
aggressive deal.
Okay, but most superheroes are in the US.
No, you cannot state that.
It didn't. No one
No,
said that.
you cannot. You cannot state that. You cannot state that at all. Actually, in the US, there's a decline of superheroes, but due to this division of America.
Okay.
Like, but at least you don't have it as bad as Germany, who have absolutely no superheroes.
Mhm.
So, but you cannot just state that you have most concentration of superheroes.
Okay.
But oh, great, Jack, you need to decide: do you accept this secret base building project of Lucas?
No, I'm going to rely on my allies and build a shit ton of flat cannons.
All right. Let's go down to little Australia, who has an highly increasing suicide rate, accidental suicide rate.
Could I?
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, as president of the United States, I internationally denounce Germany's mistreatment of superheroes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my
Mistreat
God.
them.
This was just
They asked them to
quick
leave.
question. Why is this a D&D session all of a sudden?
Because you made it one. But it's interesting. Therefore, it should
It's
continue.
better than Lost Disguise.
All right, let's just continue it.
This feels like a House of Cards episode,
It does.
and I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, you've declared that now.
Yeah, I've denounced Germany's practice towards superheroes, and I threatened to remove them from NATO.
Most of the countries don't agree with you, but they have allowed you to not be involved with any NATO support in any future cases. That is what they have agreed on. They've basically said Germany stays in NATO, but if Germany needs help and you don't want to provide anything, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't need any. You don't have any loyalism to them. Okay, now going to Australia.
Yes.
Australia, the suicide rate is increasing in Australia.
All right.
Because people are jumping off buildings,
All right.
lighting themselves on fire because they want
DM,
to be
please.
superheroes.
DM, please. Let me talk. All right. So we know the our Australian men and women, of course, gender neutrality. They think they're heroes, right? Right. So
Kinda.
my question is, if the heroes who are in our country agree, we could let them have their blood taken, DNA tests, and see if they have any significant traits as heroes, like
Oh,
in
so
their
you
own
want
DNA.
to research the biology of superheroes?
Yes, and we can then test the Australian population for those same traits. And if the scientist says, sorry, you don't have the trait, then there's no reason for them to try and be a hero, is there?
All right, all right. Most of the heroes agree. A lot of them don't because they're edgy cunts. But
That's fine.
a lot of them do agree. So you do have a lot of volunteers. And this works successfully because the suicide rate has gone down. Most people believe it, except for people like in the bush and the outback who don't believe you, but they still do it anyway.
Where?
But this project has worked very well for you, and now also you are a lot more advanced in knowing the biology of these superheroes.
Yeah,
So,
it's good.
all right. Do you want to continue researching the superheroes, or do you want to halt it there?
Keep researching. Just confirm our suspicions and hypotheses.
All right. Okay. So what? So let me get this right. America, the division is becoming very aggressive. They have officially denounced Germany. Germany is relying on allies and building a flak anti-supervillain flak cannon program, and Australia has just increased their suicide rate with a superhero research project.
Mm.
Can I get confirmation on what just happened?
Did you mention
so-
I asked for help from allies?
All right.
Yeah, that I already mentioned.
Okay, good.
Message. Do you guys want
That's
to
everything.
continue, or do you want to just conclude that?
I
No,
have-
we continue.
I have
This is fun.
something I need to add to this now because like I have a next move. Okay, so first of all, like America pushes for renegotiating the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Oh, me too.
We
Fine.
do our utmost to diplomatically isolate Germany.
You want to diplomatically isolate Germany? All
Yes.
right.
I want.
I can tell you
in
for
the
one
meantime-
thing
in
that's
the
not going to
meantime-
work
in the
very well.
meantime, In the meantime, due to the superheroes have lack of popular support, and due to their importance, however, lack of like actual being any part of the government, we decide to create a union of superheroes as a branch of the federal government.
Oh,
Which-
Lucas. Oh, I was
Oh,
waiting
no.
for that trap. Oh, Lucas. You just created a bunch of extremist groups now in your own country. Some people are now so outraged by this. You actually have extremist groups blowing people up.
Exactly, but okay, we also make use of selective feeding of information, especially towards the superheroes themselves, to coerce them into our side.
No, like, okay, so basically, let me tell you what's happening. Most superheroes will not choose to purely fight for America and just want the global
No, they're not
population to
fighting. They're not fighting for America. This is a union of superheroes. They join with the interests of superheroes.
All right.
Protect superheroes
Okay.
from the rabble.
But no, I'm trying to understand. Are you trying to make them more loyal to America due to this union?
No, I'm trying to make them more loyal to the president, not to America.
All right. Okay.
Jesus
It,
Christ.
it works very well on a minimum of two superheroes who will now actively follow your command.
Okay, but no. We're not doing commands yet. We're like easing it onto them, right?
All right. No, yeah, no. I'm not saying you're not
We're like-
actively commanding them yet, but I'm saying it's going to work for a minimum of two superheroes.
Like we're slowly easing them into the program, and the more the country is divided, the more incidents will come up where superheroes are assaulted. The more they will feel threatened, and the more that they will want to the more they will try to feel safe by going being sheltered under the umbrella of the superhero union.
All right.
And the
Okay.
more dependent they will be on the President of the United States of America.
All right. Okay, I see. All right. While you do this, I'm going to go over to Germany. Now in Germany, you have the anti-villain flak cannon project going on.
Yes.
There's apparently the superheroes are a lot less powerful when they're supervillains, but still have a lot of power. And this project of anti-villainess, I don't know, has been going a lot slower because they've just been tactically bombing shit. They've been tactically destroying crap, and Germany has a lot of suspicion that they've created an underground league of supervillains based in Berlin.
All right. So America has decided to go against Germany, have they not?
No, not to go against, just economically isolate.
Diplomatically isolate.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Germany's noticed this. But I don't think you understand the consequences. You won't have good cars anymore, Lucas. I don't think you understand this.
Yeah.
No, we'll have American cars.
Oh yeah, because that worked brilliantly for Detroit.
No, but actually, Japanese cars are just as good as German cars.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, we're not getting into that. That's Top Gear
Alright.
material. This is not Top Gear.
Well,
Anyway,
what I plan to do is veer away from America and their villainous regime that they seem to be going on.
Basically, what you're saying is that you're veering away from NATO and therefore your allies because
No,
America's
what
a
I'm
leader
going to
of
do,
NATO.
what I plan to do is bring the EU and co in with me in this anti-villain regime, and maybe veer towards Russia a bit more and ask for their assistance in this, and together we will build an anti-villain type league. We will build an anti-villain type league that will fight the villains that seem to risen up.
All right, I'll tell you one thing. Russia would most likely agree because Russia has also created villains in their own state, which they're fighting against actively. But they do work with superheroes to fight against villains. That's the only catch you have. So you might disappoint not the majority of the German population, but a substantial size of the German population will be unhappy with this.
I will just tell them that this is a small sacrifice to make for the greater good.
All right. The population is still there, weaker, but still there. But you can't do much to fight it at this point.
Yes.
Okay, so Russia, Germany are creating an anti-supervillain league,
and a bit of the EU as well. So you asked for their assistance.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll get back to you on that
Right.
in the next round. I'll tell you how many people have joined, yada yada. Going down to Australia, down under. Your research has had many breakthroughs, and you're quite sure you've almost created and how you can create more if wanted.
Okay. So, can I authorize a secondary program?
Sure. It just depends what the program is.
I'm going to pull off an Incredibles and create a company or a branch of the government that will create adaptable superhero suits for each of my superheroes.
Adaptable super.
You're styling them now.
You do not have enough resources. You would have to
Right.
You would have to ask
America.
another country. Doesn't have to be America, but just any other country for help, for resources, because you alone do not have the resources for this.
All right. I will ask America.
America?
Yes.
Oh, Lucas is gonna. He's gonna wreck all of you. I just feel this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I need the resources.
Anyway, no. Before Lucas says anything, what I need to know what you plan to do with these suits. What is your main goal with these suits?
In order to prevent any sort of like supervillain like interception, like
Also,
you know how in The Incredibles each of their suits has a trait that is identifiable with their powers, right?
Yeah.
Like we have Violet who turns her own suit invisible because, for example, maybe one of my villains has invisibility. I don't know. But what about his clothes? He'll just have to get naked, or she.
Yeah. So you just
So
want to increase the power of your superheroes.
Yes, I want to
and
increase
therefore
that. I want to
weakening
increase
your villains. The thing is,
Yes.
in Australia, you do not have supervillains. You
Okay,
do
mine are
not,
bankrupt. I
because
don't know.
because the thing is, in Australia, the public loves, like, absolutely
Yeah, no.
adores superheroes. So there's no super villains can be created because there's
Okay.
no need, because
Alright.
everyone with powers is loved.
Then this doesn't mean that all of my superheroes have to be in Australia. They can go overseas and work there.
Yeah, what you
Germany.
can do is create an international superhero force, but you would have to politically try to attract superheroes into it.
Okay. I will attempt that. since heroes agree with me testing them and seeing how they can make their own powers stronger or why they have powers, I want to request the same aid from those same heroes, along with others, to help keep the world peaceful.
Not as many volunteer as before, but a lot of them demand that they get more resources. Do you comply?
I didn't understand a word you said. What?
Sorry. So not as many volunteer to be part of this international superhero league as your research before, but you have like 10 members, which is a quite a big number in general.
Yeah.
2 of them do not need transportation, so you can send them everywhere else. The other 8 do need transportation to go to areas. To go to places.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your league. You can try and expand it, but then you would have to politically do things the next round. All right. So let me recap this entire round. So America diplomatically isolating Germany and creating a union of superheroes to make them more loyal to the president in a slow and uncommanding fashion.
Yes.
And now they're extremist groups in America. In Germany, they have just newly created an anti-supervillain league with Russia, with the expense of using certain heroes to fight them from Russia. And a big part of the German population dislikes this. And then in Australia,
Wait, what about the other European countries? Or?
Again, I said I would say that next round when we see what has happened. And then in Australia, you've created an international superhero league with 10 members, and the research has been good enough to basically increase these superheroes' powers over time. There you go. So next round, America's political isolation of Germany is working very well. They have most of the, like, at the moment, they have slightly more than half of the members of NATO are on the side of America. But the thing is, now NATO is kind of divided, mainly because a lot of EU members have been attracted to the anti-supervillain league. France, which is a pro-hero country, has now officially joined the anti-superhero league. Also, many Eastern European, the anti-supervillain league, yes. and many Eastern European countries, and also randomly Norway because I'm tired. Australia has had a lot of support for the International Superhero League, and the UN completely approves of it. Many countries, like Germany, disapprove of it. Hating superheroes and all. But the general majority approves of the use of the International Superhero League, and the International Superhero League has now gone up to 12 members. Two of which come from separate countries. One from China and one from Japan.
Okay. Neat.
Okay, America, what do you do?
Okay, well, this is more of a side note, but like we find ourselves a little island or a little desert in the middle of nowhere, right?
I'll say you one thing. There's a part of desert in Texas that is not recorded on any map, which you can use.
Exactly. We find ourselves a place like that, right?
Yeah.
This is also like all under the cover, like no one knows except for the president himself, right? Now these
only very higher ranking officials.
Now the thing is, these extremist groups, right, has resulted in us having a lot of political prisoners.
Yeah, a lot.
And we say we're taking them to, and be like, because of their violence, right? And because death penalty and stuff, we say they're getting killed, right?
Yes.
But instead of the ones that we choose to execute, instead of executing them, we send this to this place, and we have like no ethics barred, full psychological research, like
full psychological research.
Yes, with no ethics barring the way at all, right?
No ethics barring the way at all.
So we try to delve deep into the individual's psyche, right?
All right.
And I think you know where this is going.
You're trying to brainwash people. I'm guessing.
I'm trying to brainwash.
Or you're. What?
That's what I want to do. No, that's the goal.
Oh, that's the goal.
Oh no.
I want to brainwash superheroes.
I'll tell you one thing. Starting with human psychology is going to be useless. And I'll tell you one thing as well. The superheroes in America are not willing to be tested on. So the only real way of getting any biological knowledge of the superheroes would be to discuss it with Australia.
All right.
But be careful, Australia. But be very careful, because Australia is very public about their announcements to its people.
So what you're saying is that this human research thing won't work.
It will work in a way that it might reduce the extremist group creation by changing their minds and the views of superheroes.
Well, no. We're also not just the views of superheroes. Like, if we get there are other uses of this.
Yeah, there might be over time. Yes.
Yep. So first of all, Australia, they do need resources, right?
To further develop their. Yeah, that's still there. You have to discuss that with Jordan if he still wants to continue.
Well, the only way they're going to get that is with full research disclosure.
Yeah. Basically. Well, actually, if you offer to give them the resources, they will do the research, but they don't have to know why you're giving them It's basically you go like, all right, here are the resources, you owe us one, and then you can basically go, okay, we want this now, and then they can't really be open about it, So,
no, we don't care about them being open about it. Like, they're just becoming research partners.
Yeah, you can't do that, but that has to begin with first sharing resources because, actually, let's discuss this with Jordan. He's the goddamn president.
We'll share. No, I'm willing to share resources, but we need full research disclosure on what shared research.
Is there any research in particular that you want to have studies for?
All of it.
Excuse me? You better work on your own goddamn shit, man. It's not that hard. You have your own two superheroes that are very loyal to you.
Yeah,
Just
but
start
they're
studies.
still they're loyal to the president, but they're not. They're very suspectful against tests, so they will not allowed to be tested.
No, but that's fine. No. But like we're offering research in like we're not offering any research. We're just offering resources.
That's about everything we can do. Yeah, sure. We'll acknowledge you being our research partners.
Okay. Also, villains are part of the anti-villain league.
I don't know. Wait, let me look it up so I can specifically say which nations. So it's basically the four main ones at the moment are France, Germany, and Russia. But then you have most of Eastern Europe, and then you also have Norway, and the Scandinavian countries are slowly being transitioned into it. Britain has publicly announced that they are absolutely neutral on this due to their oddly low superhero rate population in Britain. So they're very neutral about it.
So, diplomatically, wait. Well, first of all, have any villain prisoners been captured?
One in Russia, and they're open to only discuss it with Germany, because they're the founding members, so they're only open to discuss it with other family members.
Okay.
Founding members, not family members.
Okay.
The
No,
anti-villain league is now a family.
Welcome. Hanging out.
Welcome
Hanging out.
with the family.
Family. Go and get ourselves a party. Sorry. Continue.
I mean, yeah, no, I need to think of something else then.
All right. So, all right. I'll just go to another country. You just think over what you want to do. Let's go to Germany. Germany. Your development is due to this anti-villain league. Your process of anti-villain. I forget what
Flat
cannons you're using.
cannons.
Flat cannons. That project has been going a lot higher up, but in the cost of that, Germany's population is being very unhappy about this due to the use of superheroes in these projects. So that aggression is going up as well.
So you're saying we're losing stability in the government?
It's like the government itself is very strong. It's just that if you don't do something, something might happen. It's so there's still stability. It's still very diplomatic, but if you don't, then it will not be. If you don't do anything, it will not be diplomatic anymore.
Can I sort of calm them down and sort of reassure them that they will leave once it's over?
You can, but they want to hear it from Russia, so you would have to discuss with Russia.
Wouldn't the superheroes be mad if he said that?
What?
Wouldn't
No,
the superheroes...
that's what we're going to find out depending on Jack's decision, Lucas.
Okay.
Well, it would kind of depend on what type of tone I take with the superheroes, wouldn't it? It's like, people are not happy with you being...
No, people are not happy that the German people are really anti-superhero, and they are not happy with the use that Russia is using superheroes against villains, and they're not happy with that. So basically, and they will only take the word from Russia to calm down at this point.
Then I'll just ask Russia to calm down.
Russia has discussed and agreed that they'll stop the use of superheroes, and the superheroes will be brought to China, where they're a lot more open to use of superheroes, and all superheroes have agreed to this, but only after another supervillain has been captured. This has calmed most of your population so far, but if Russia screws you over, then you're fucked.
Alright. I want to then discuss with Australia about their research.
On superheroes.
Yes.
But you're an anti-superhero country. So
No, I want to know the research, like their weaknesses and stuff.
Oh,
but
you
like-
want to know their weakness, so
yeah,
you want to
but you're
spy
an
on it.
anti-superhero country, so why would a superhero-friendly country help you?
Yeah. The
Well,
fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to. Well, it's supervillains. Supervillains are a global threat at this point, and any
Ah, so
No,
country.
they're a threat in Europe.
No, they're a threat to you.
Well,
Yeah, then there's no threat. The only real threats they are at the moment, like Latin America has almost no superheroes, no supervillains. For some reason, there's no creation of them there. In Australia, it's almost just superheroes, no supervillains ever occur because they're very
yes,
open
but
for it.
but once the
in
supervillains take over one place, they're going to want to expand. This is going to become a huge threat at some point, and other countries will need to see it.
That is a threat at the moment for
thing
Southeast
is-
Southeast Asia.
Thing is, though, is that the countries that are pro superhero blame Germany for villain problems, for creating the crisis in the first place.
Actually, they try not to point fingers at the moment because technically the first occurrence of superheroes being created, and
Supervillains.
also it being known to be created by a government was technically America, and that is known. But yeah, people are mad at Germany as well. But yeah, they would point the finger to Germany, but don't use the card. Oh, Germany did this first, even though it was your act. That
What do
it
you
was
mean?
you.
What do you mean our act, though? What did
Well,
we...
because you guys were the first people to create a supervillain, like the first public supervillain to be seen. Like the first public supervillain was seen in America, but it isn't. Okay, basically what I'm saying is the first recorded supervillain was in America, but a lot of controversy follows around it. So basically what I'm saying is you cannot go, Germany, you're the cause of supervillains, because you have a lot of controversy around that.
Mm.
But it doesn't take Germany off the hook. Germany is still in a very tough situation internationally.
Well then, I'll attempt to get Britain in then, if they're that neutral. Try and convince them.
Yeah, but in the, like the
that
well,
the
this is
that
already
the
happening, like-
villain. Shut up. That the villain threats will expand to them at some point, and with their lack of superheroes, they will not have a large defense against it. Therefore,
Yeah,
it would
but
be
this is
beneficial
already
for them to
going
join
on.
the
Like, the
anti-villain
fight
league.
in NATO is or something that's already happening. Like,
Yeah,
I don't see the
Britain were
point.
Britain were neutral. I'm trying to get them into the anti-villain league.
Well, yeah, but both our countries are already doing that. We're both already trying to lobby to get NATO countries onto our side of the debate.
Yeah,
I don't
and now
see
I'm
your
trying.
point.
And now I'm trying something else. I'm trying to
Okay.
convince
It
Britain.
doesn't
You're
change
trying to
anything.
Well, that's not your decision, is it, Lucas? But Lucas
Yeah,
is
but-
right. It doesn't really change anything.
Because like we're already doing this.
Okay, so basically, basically, Britain has absolutely stated they will not be involved in anything. Don't forget, Britain's still part of NATO, so if they are under threat, then people will support them. They still believe in their allies, and this is still Britain trying to reconnect with the Commonwealth. Don't forget.
Oh,
So they still believe heavily that the old colonies are their allies. So they are not worried about that. All right.
then, what else is going on?
So basically, you should probably invest in seeing what Russia is doing with their captured supervillain.
Ah, yes, I will learn about their research then.
Yes, Russia is surprisingly open to Germany about its research on the supervillain, and apparently they've discovered that the supervillains have the supervillains have this absolute horrible mental trait that once they're captured, they basically go into a state of coma. They basically have. So once they captured, they basically die, but are not dead.
It's not as useful as I thought it'd be.
No, it's not as useful, but Russia is saying that they want to dissect the one thing because they're not getting information out of him or she, I don't know, but they want to dissect it. And you'll and they and because you're you're one of the founders of this league, you have a very big say if they're allowed to or not.
What was that? So I have a say in what now?
If they do it or not, basically.
Yeah, do it. I want to learn more
You
about
do
this. Yeah.
All right. This is basically increase the joy in Germany by a lot. They're happy to see that the league is actually accomplishing a lot. This does kind of anger other countries because that they weren't consulted, countries outside of the league. But except for that, it has no bigger influence but positive ones. So well done. All
Very
right.
good.
Let's go down to Australia, down under. Australia, your international league of superheroes has grown, not just with Australian superheroes, but with superheroes from Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Now you have America giving you resources, so now you can build super suits for these superheroes, and that will attract more superheroes to your union.
Perfect.
Perfect. So,
Yeah.
but the only thing is, don't forget, because you're research partners with America, if you
Yeah.
develop these super suits, they will also know the technology.
Yeah. Well,
All
I'm
right.
prepared to deal with that. Yeah.
All right. So now, congrats, you're making the thing for super suits. This is now fucking outraged the league of anti super villains, especially goddamn fucking Germany. Like they are absolutely pissed. Like they hate your guts at this point. So you have to deal with that now. But anyway, does anyone want to do anything before I end this round so that we can move on?
Wait, so like, are you gonna do like a final conclusive round?
No, there's not a final conclusive round. I mean, like when we conclude this specific round. So, anybody want to do anything before I announce what?
Well,
what
I want
happens?
like the game to come to a conclusion soon because this is taking far too long.
Yeah, exactly.
So like maybe 1 or 2 more rounds after this.
All right. So, but does anyone want to do something? If we do something now, then we can wrap it up faster.
I don't think so.
Well, of course, with the research pact, of course that means I'm like taking advantage of all the technology. So like I'm building the suits.
Yeah, you don't have the suits yet. They're in research, and now you basically almost cracked the research. They're not there yet.
Okay. What about the? Well, actually, I did this one, so I have to wait till next round.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. All right. So we conclude this round. So what happened this round? Technology for Australia. Anti-Villain League absolutely hates Australia now. Germany everyone's inside the supervillain league, anti-supervillain league is very happy with Germany, including the German population. They have a lot of information about supervillains. Their projects are going well, but no one's very happy with them. Internationally, America has a research pact with Australia. What else did America do?
The research on political prisoners.
Research on political prisoners.
And all the NATO stuff is still going on while this is happening.
Oh, so you're still yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like all the diplomatic efforts are being done.
All right. Now, all right. Next round. So, what has happened? In America, the extremist group numbers have gone down. But there's still a big divide. There are just not as many extremist groups anymore.
What about the research? Has the research provided any useful information?
I was getting to that.
Alright.
So basically, congrats Australia, you have super suits now. And that
Yeah.
so you've attracted 5 more members to your international superhero leagues from across the globe.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a league of 17 superheroes now. This is just further increased the hatred from the anti-supervillain league.
Yeah.
So basically now, America has the technology of these suits, and they're in production in America.
What about our union of superheroes? Has anyone else joined that?
Your union of superheroes, it has gained numbers. As soon as they found out superhero suits were a thing in America, more of the superheroes residing in America that weren't part of the union have definitely joined. You have, let's say, 60% of all superheroes that resided in America are now part of the union. So that's increased by double.
Okay.
So you have double the members.
Well, first of all, we also try to expand NATO to new superhero favorable countries. So countries with favorable dispositions to superheroes, or ones that we can make join NATO, that we can try to get into NATO and force them to have a favorable disposition to superheroes.
I'm gonna have to kind of look up what countries are in NATO. Like I don't know them all. That's the thing.
But but we're looking towards like Africa and South America and stuff, like trying to get.
South America does not have many. South America, there's no reason to invest down there.
No, but
I believe
add
most of
NATO's countries to add countries to NATO.
I believe most
add
NATO
countries-
members are in Europe, which are in the anti-villain league at this point.
Alright, okay.
Well, no, but it's split. Europe is split.
Alright.
Most of them are in the anti-villain league.
Yeah, the anti-villain league has increased, and now all Scandinavian countries are part of the anti-villain league.
Uh-oh.
So all of that, and it's also now Greece and Turkey are part of it, and Turkey now has become a bit of an extremist when it comes to anti-villains and not anti-superheroes, but specifically anti-villains. They've become they don't even take them in for suspicion or analysis. As soon as they have their hands on one, they kill them, obliterate them. They're very out of control, so to say.
Okay.
Is this a good thing or bad thing at this point?
Going back to NATO.
So no. Okay, we do that, but also our research on the human mind. Have we gotten anything out of that?
Your research on the human mind again. That's why the extremist groups have decreased, because many of them had to disband due to this.
Any more useful information?
Any more useful,
does it make it easier for us to radicalize people?
To radicalize people?
Yes, do the opposite. Make people into extremists.
Make people into extremists. You could if you wanted to, most likely, but not as effective as the opposite. So you're more effective of de-radicalizing people than radicalizing people.
Okay, well, no, but the thing is, we make an address to all superheroes regarding first, we publicly announce the way that the anti-villain league is mistreating superheroes, because that's how we word it, of course, right? They're conducting research on them, torturing them, killing them, right?
So you're basically spreading propaganda.
We're spreading propaganda. We're encouraging the superheroes that are fighting the villains, right? To leave the countries and we're making the argument, as soon as they kill the villains, they will do the same to you. Get out while you still can. Join the union of superheroes.
All right. In Russia, all old superhero residents that they had are now gone. They've gone. They've fled down to Australia, not to America, because in Australia is basically the best place for a superhero to be at this point. So all superhero resources that the Villain League had are gone. Russia is very upset with it, but the rest of the the majority of the anti-supervillain league are very happy with this. And yeah, that's basically all you've done. So Russia can. The only thing you've done now is Russia. The research that Russia does on supervillains has decreased drastically.
Okay.
All right, and now with NATO, you said you're trying to take countries into NATO.
Yeah, we're just trying to expand NATO.
All right.
At the same time as also trying to make countries go against the anti-villain league.
Why are you so Why are you so against the anti-villain league at this point?
Because they're villains. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, why are you so
Because they're trying to
against-
Are you so anti-villain?
Yes.
No.
Anyway.
Because this hasn't been explained to it.
Okay.
It's a major threat at this point, and
Yeah.
you could see that they will become a threat to other countries, and
yeah, but
you're
you,
deciding to go against
them. So.
All right. Okay. Germany, what do? You notice how all. So your people are absolutely happy that all superheroes have left. There's no more superheroes in any Europe. So a majority of the European countries are all gone. Like all the superheroes are gone. In Russia, they're all gone.
I denounce America for slander.
For slander?
Yes, against accusing the anti-villain league of wrongdoing. And
but you're doing like human rights violation and shit. You can't denounce someone for making human rights violation.
There aren't any human rights violations here.
Researching
it's basically terrorism in the villains are basically committing. And
no, not really.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, you sound like you sound like this, like the stuff you're saying sounds like something that Tayyip Erdogan or Putin would say, that it would only reassure people within their country that are already brainwashed, but not people in the Western world, like America or Australia.
All right.
Well, you don't make that claim at this point.
All right. I'm gonna stop this here because it's stupid. Anyway, down to Australia.
Well, I didn't even get the chance to do anything at this point because
Lucas Q keeps intervening. I'll get back to you later.
Oh, fuck's sake!
In Australia, you're basically at the moment the hub of the world. You're the experts of superheroes. All superheroes want to live in your country. The only epidemic that you have at the moment is too many superheroes want to stay in your country. So I suggest you start doing deals with other countries to make so you can spread the population out.
America has a superhero program.
What? Yes, that's
Germany's
why you would be the best. That's why you're the best option, Lucas.
We already have the infrastructure.
Exactly. But the thing is, the one thing that pushes superheroes away from your country as well, don't forget your country is still very divided on superheroes. But I don't know how big of a factor that is at the moment. But anyway, Jordan, that I've just explained to you what your recent problems are.
Okay, so overpopulation of superheroes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna offer to have them move over to other superhero-friendly countries, so they can live out their lives in safety without having fear of being discriminated by their own people.
No, you have to be careful there because you have to actually name the countries you want to meet up with.
Like the countries that are allied with me.
The countries that are allied with you at the moment are the permanently allied countries.
Isn't Australia in NATO?
What?
Is Australia in NATO?
Let me check. I don't know. Um. Um. I don't think so. No, they're not in NATO.
No, they're not.
No,
No.
Australia is not part of NATO. So yeah. At the moment, you have no like permanent allies, so you have to make deals with countries. So you can go like, "Hey, America, you want to do this dealing me jig so we can spread the population," or do that to any country. Really, it's up to you.
I wanna give back to the countries who gave me. So I wanna ask China and Japan if they want some of my superheroes.
China rejects this immediately because
Okay.
they're having problems with Russia at the moment because all the Russian superheroes fled to China. And China has their own problems with population numbers. Japan agrees, but they said they can only take in a small amount of number.
That's fine.
That's fine, but that is not enough. You have
I
to
know.
find other countries.
We have place for thousands and thousands.
But I don't trust
spreading
America.
Propaganda, Lucas.
I don't trust America. I don't trust it. So Europe entirely is not safe.
No,
How
Europe is
about-
not safe at all. You
How
can
South
can
America?
go South America. South America is very open to superheroes, mainly because the people like they didn't like suddenly have superheroes, so they weren't affected negatively by them. So they're very open to the idea of superheroes. The biggest country that wants superhero is Venezuela, mainly because they have no other interesting traits. So
Oil.
Venezuela.
Yeah, they were all.
That's the most
Venezuela.
interesting.
Okay, wait. What's that weird thing about Venezuela? Yeah, you can throw mangoes at the president for requests. That's the most interesting thing about Venezuela.
Not
anyway,
anymore, you can't.
Well, anyway, we're going off topic. So Venezuela has agreed to taking superheroes, but Brazil has said they're willing to take even more superheroes, but only if you don't let Venezuela have any. So, Jordan, make up your mind. Venezuela or Brazil is basically your choice. Jordan? And Australia fell. Government dead. Everyone's dead in Australia now.
He left completely.
Presidential election.
All right.
Back to Germany, innit?
Yeah, back to Germany. Germany, what do you do?
I want to get the information from Russia.
You want to get the information from Russia?
Yeah, on
Again,
their
Russia
secrets.
does not have a lot of information
Jesus Christ.
about. Australia's back again.
My fucking internet crashed.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry to hear that. All right. Let me just finish the topic with Australia now. Australia, you have a choice: Venezuela or Brazil to expand
Brazil.
on. You've
Brazil.
chosen Brazil. Good
Yes.
choice because they can take in more. So you basically created a trade deal of superheroes between Japan, you, and Brazil. You basically created a triangle which trades superheroes to make sure the population isn't too dense in certain countries.
Okay,
All right.
Cool.
Because we're still on the topic of this, America, do you want to say anything about this trade circle of superheroes publicly?
The trade circle.
Like, do you want to announce that you want to be part of it or something?
Well, no, we just advertise superheroes to join us voluntarily because Brazil and like these countries, these new countries, don't necessarily have the same infrastructure that America has for superheroes at this point. So,
Yeah, exactly.
If they go to Brazil, they're gonna live in they're not gonna have like the superhero base that they would have if they went to America. So we just advertise. We market ourselves to the world. Superheroes.
All right. Yes. We get the point. We need to move
And
on.
at the same time, we start providing superheroes with various benefits.
with various benefits.
Various benefits.
Various benefits.
Various benefits.
Yes.
Going to Germany now.
And privileges.
Germany. You get information from Russia that they've discovered that this is not a natural trait that they go in a coma. That the League of the legal villains that is now not just in Berlin but in almost every main city of all the countries that are in the anti-supervillain league have made special drugs that they ingest when they are captured. That doesn't necessarily kill them if they are retrieved by the other villains, but that does not allow any of you to any country or people to get information from them in that state.
And you said they cut one open.
They did cut that. That's how they discovered the drug. They cut it open, and
Did they not find
discovered it?
any weaknesses or anything?
The only weaknesses they have found is that
Bullets.
they are they are more weak towards depleted uranium bullets, which is
Then-
basically depleted uranium tips on bullets.
Alright, that's what I invest in.
That's what you invest in?
Yeah.
All right. While we're on the topic of you investing in war crimes, like, all right.
This is national. This is national safety at this point.
Yeah, depleted uranium is a war crime. That's an actual thing. But anyway,
It's a small sacrifice to make for
y-
the safety of the
Anti-Villain
people.
League, all the non-founding members of the Anti-Villain League are demanding something be done with this trade circle of Australia. Just Australia in general, they want something to be done with it because they are absolutely sick.
I wanted, before I was interrupted beforehand, I wanted to denounce Australia and America for their
You
creation.
also denounce-
You don't have the diplomatic weight.
Shut
for
up!
that.
Shut up!
No, they do have the diplomatic rate because because like this is basically convinced all the last possible countries that were like, should we join the anti-villain league? Nah, they're too controversial. They're like, holy shit, they just announced Australia. Oh fuck, now we need to pick a side. And then so basically you have got a final amount of countries. So you basically have all of Eastern Europe. All of Eastern Europe is yours. Russia, all Scandinavian countries, basically most of Europe except for Spain, Italy, Portugal, Catalan because they're independent in this timeline,
Of course, yeah.
and Britain. So you have
Okay.
basically almost all of Europe. You have Russia, and you also have, for some reason, part of the Middle East has decided to do this as well.
So we have like a large population of the world at this point.
Yes, you have.
The-
And the thing is, because you have a big part of the Middle East, you have also the power of the oil.
Yeah.
Like
So
not all of it, but a good part of it.
then what I'm gonna do is I want to cut off their trade with America.
You want to cut off their trade. This will hit America's infrastructure for superheroes hugely.
Yeah, that's
so
what I
like
want to do.
so
Right.
America, your attraction of
Wait.
superheroes is purely image based now.
Wait, so how come when I decide to take diplomatic measures, nothing works, but when Jack does it, it does?
Because they're my faction.
Yeah,
Because
but like I had the faction that I started with, and like
Yeah, but
you
it's
had-
collapsed.
diplomatic stuff.
It's falling
Yeah,
apart.
Like,
NATO's falling apart.
Ignore NATO at the moment. You
But,
should
like-
really try to. At the moment, Lucas, NATO is basically nothing at this point because
like-
people who were in NATO are now part of the anti-supervillain league will not care about fucking NATO anymore, and people who were in NATO but are now part of fucking something with Australia will ignore everything if it's anything against Australia.
But like it
So
doesn't make
basically,
any sense because
you have two hubs at the moment.
but it doesn't make any sense because like the anti-villain league was like 2 countries at the beginning, and they don't have like the actual anything to back themselves
Well, you're
up,
not you're not
and they
sinking.
somehow dismember NATO.
Well, I should have maybe described the situation of the countries before, because the countries before were already they already disliked superheroes. Like all of Eastern Europe really already fucking disliked superheroes. So it wouldn't have taken them much to join. Just okay, Lucas, I'm not going to argue about this because you're going to win this argument. So let's just continue
It
this.
doesn't make sense.
This is how it is now, Lucas. Accept it.
Okay. All
It's
right.
his world.
Next time I'm game master because you don't make any sense.
I don't know. I didn't. This was a quirky question. Now it's this. All right.
No.
I think we need to start wrapping this up.
Okay. Well, no. Wrapping is let's get out big stuff. Okay. So
Yeah.
so they are using uranium tipped bullets.
Yeah. Which is
They
a
are
war
using-
crime looking at the UN.
How much of it? How enriched is it? Like, how much is uranium-235?
No, it's depleted uranium. So it only has very slight radioactivity, but it basically, once it's in the body of someone, it does not come out. That's what depleted uranium does. Well, to my knowledge.
Okay. So like it's very small, but
Yeah.
do they have huge stores of this?
Since they have France and Eastern European countries, they do have access to depleted uranium, but that might stop because the biggest uranium dealer in this timeline would be Namibia. And Namibia is not part of the. Namibia is basically, they have no superheroes, they have no supervillains. They only care about business at this point. They're very industrial about uranium. All right, so they're
Okay.
very neutral.
Wait, can I then make a proposition to Namibia, being that we're going to require.
Lucas was talking first. You
All
can discuss this later.
No, because I don't care. Like they can have the depleted all the depleted uranium they want. Because it's
Alright.
depleted. You can't you would have to it would take a lot to make it into nuclear weapons.
No, but actually you don't. They don't care at the moment. Right, those type atomic bombs are irrelevant at this point because they're superheroes that can negate atomic bombs. They can literally go to the sky and knock it into the sun or something. Those are absolutely irrelevant.
No, because I was just wondering. Well, first you said that all of Russia's superheroes are gone.
Yeah, all of Russia's superheroes are gone.
Well, how is the propaganda progressing in the rest of the anti-villain league?
The anti-villain league, they're not attracting any more countries. The only thing that they are attracting is businesses.
But are they like the villain, like the actual superheroes they were using? Are they getting pulled out?
What do you mean? Are they getting pulled out?
Well, gone, aren't they?
If they are all gone,
yeah, you said that
then-
before.
well, if they are all gone, then fuck
They
it. Full
fled-
scale neutral. No, because we have the superheroes on our side
Yeah.
that want to save the civilian population.
Yes.
So they can't use nukes, but we can. So we will use nukes.
So you will use nukes.
Yes.
On which country? I don't think. Do you have enough nukes to hit almost all of Europe, parts of Middle East, and Russia?
So we do just enough to take out major population centers in Russia, Germany, France, Italy, etc., but not enough to cause nuclear winter.
If you announce it next round, it will happen.
But the nuclear bombings take place in secret.
But no, the thing is,
so that our superheroes don't find out about it until
no. Basically, you can say DEFCON 1. No one will know about it yet, but next round it will have occurred.
No.
So you're announcing DEFCON 1.
Yes.
All right.
This will have
so no one
major
will
negative effects against you diplomatically.
Yes.
Because there is absolutely no reason for this whatsoever.
All right.
This
So
will cause
you've
destruction
just
of your
announced-
faction completely.
Yeah, but diplomatic consequences never worked against you, so I assume they won't work against me.
All right. So you've announced DEFCON 1. Australia, what do? You're the hub of the world at this point.
Not
Do you
involve
want to
myself.
save? Do you want to save Europe from utter destruction?
No, Australia hates you. You denounced them. You hate superheroes. Australia loves superheroes. They would not do anything for you.
Oh, no, there's one guy on the other end of the school.
No, I will not help the country that denounced me, so I don't give a shit if you get destroyed.
All right.
There's no one else
Damn it.
in the world, by the way, because once Europe and Russia's gone, there's like China and
China. The thing is, China would support the bombings because they have a thing with Russia at the moment.
okay, yeah, but the
All right, but anyway. So, do you guys want to end the round then to see what
Yes.
happens next round?
Yes.
Wait, I
Alright.
wanted to do the deal with Namibia.
Oh, you okay? Do the deal, baby. There's no fucking point to it. But for
I'll just want to do it
Namibia
anyway.
agrees. They only care about business anyway,
Good.
and they know that they would get the most value from you anyway. So, bloody blah. Do we end round?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This is probably going to be the final round. It's early morning. The red lights. You hear the sirens. You hear a man in the radio going, DEFCON 1. America has announced DEFCON 1. They've released multiple atomic bombs against all members of the League of Anti-Villains. This is now absolutely global. A huge population has died. Absolutely
shit.
massive.
We don't announce that we're behind DEFCON 1.
No.
The nukes just kind of fall from the sky. And like everyone's like, America? And we're like, nope.
You kind of whistle like in your chair. You swivel your,
Yeah.
You're like,
like in a comfy, deep, evil-looking red armchair with a cat with a monocle on like the armrest.
like you
just
look
swivel
so
around.
evil, no one would ever suspect you.
Mm-hmm. But like we don't announce, we do it because we're hoping that like at least quite a few of our superheroes back us.
Alright. Okay, basically what you've caused is the entire League of Anti-Villains has absolutely collapsed. There's no way it can uphold itself. Germany, because the founding countries are gone. They're absolutely gone. There's no government. Most of the people are dead. They're nothing anymore. They're just radioactive no man's land. And the thing is,
Russia's gone too. All the nukes.
what?
That's pretty much all the nukes they have anyway.
Yes.
Wouldn't we have fight back though?
But we have superheroes, so
No,
they counter nukes.
But wouldn't the superheroes have noticed the nukes and gone, "Oh shit, there's a global crisis"?
Yeah,
we
but the
need to take those
No,
out."
it
superheroes
was-
would
it
want
was
more
too-
civilians to die.
No,
so...
it's too late. The superheroes no time to react at this point.
Nukes aren't that
late. The
fast.
But
Wait, so I announced this like right after asking the question. Like I announced this specifically because the superheroes would react, and then you decide that no, the opposite is going to happen once the round actually takes place.
I didn't say that. I'm literally agreeing with you. The League of Anti-Villains is destroyed. The nukes have obliterated everything at this point. The entire world at the moment is in shock. All trade deals that we're on are off. All transmissions are down. It takes a while, but at some point, China announces that they're sending their superheroes in to for rescue and recovery mission. What is your reaction, Jack? You're dead at this point. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
So Lucas, Jordan, what do you guys do?
We also send our heroes in for rescue and recovery mission.
Same.
All right, your hero.
Okay,
The
that's a
heroes
bit
don't-
hypocritical.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the heroes don't end up caring really. They just want to help the people.
Yeah.
They do save a lot of people. Brought down into the neutral South America, like not like Brazil, but like other parts of South
I'm
America.
assuming that there are also a lot of dead villains.
What?
There
Oh
are
yeah,
also-
they're but some villains have survived because they.
No, but we also collect the bodies.
You also collect the dead bodies. Already.
No, I don't think it's good to find dead bodies after a nuclear fire.
No.
You're just gonna
Well,
see
whatever
ash
we can
everywhere.
scramble,
All
right?
right. All right.
Like we don't just send in superheroes. We send in the military.
You basically get one. You get one limb of a supervillain, and
No,
you
but
recognize.
we also send in the military, and we like do not just like interested in individual dissections, but also like observing the large scale effects. Because maybe the nukes interacted with the villains in a specific way that caused consequences. So like we like have teams of scientists all over the place, and like the military and helicopters.
All right.
And we're finally building a military base in Germany.
What you
No,
want?
you can't.
What?
You can't. It's nuclear. It's radiation. Too radioactive.
No,
It's dead.
we find a forest
No. You don't fucking say what happens. No, you cannot build a base because at the moment this is a UN crisis. This is no. You do not have time to build a base. This is too big of a catastrophe for you to have time for this. Understand?
We build a
Like,
rescue base, and then
You build a
military
rescue base.
Yes.
All right.
And then a few years later, we convert it into a military base.
Yeah, you might not exist a few years later. All right? Jesus Christ. You tell me, like, Adam, you're not being realistic. But Jesus fucking Christ, you just bombed half the earth. Okay.
Unrealistic.
You don't
Just a little bit.
understand what you've just did. All right? What you basically caused is all superheroes that have existed have now lost their powers because you have caused a goddamn nuclear weather around the goddamn earth. That is what you've goddamn caused.
I said before the thing happened last round, I said just enough not to cause a nuclear winter.
Oh, mother of God.
I actually said that.
When? Okay,
Like,
fine.
Before the round. You can, this is being recorded, so like you can
Yeah,
go
you could
rewind.
technically go rewind it. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that will be fair.
And in that
It'll give you too
terrible
much an advantage.
Jesus Christ, Lucas.
I just have one question, Adam.
Yes.
Did we ever
go
find
ahead.
out the source? Did we ever find out the source of their powers?
No, that was
Well,
that,
we
that
know
remains
that
a mystery
now.
forever.
I mean, it's not as if you destroyed one of the countries researching it.
What you do find out is that
yeah,
this
but
was
your
only
country was evil.
They weren't evil. We were
alright.
It was national safety.
Here's important information that you need to know. Australia discovers that this superhero gene or whatever this is, this does not occur in further generations. Basically, is you had one generation of superheroes, and this is what happened. You have no more superheroes can be now created.
Oh.
So there's no more superheroes that can be created. So in the future, once all the superheroes die out, you're left with a world that is completely horrifically scarred, with a UN that is non-existent and an America that is basically trying to rape the corpses of Europe. An Australia that is now an economic ruin.
We're extending our sphere of influence. Shut up.
No, you're raping the corpse of Europe. That's
Exactly. We're extending our sphere of influence.
I feel
Shut up.
I feel like some
Shut up, man.
superheroes would have left America knowing that they fired nukes on innocent civilians.
No one. It is announced, and superheroes do that, and most countries they go against all of America, but it's too late. America has too much power conjured up in Europe, and an asteroid hits. There's the end. Fuck it. I can't take this anymore.
Okay, so we are
This
now
one-
done with
It's
RP.
impossible to do a political
Okay.
D&D with Lucas there.